Here, back in the fantasy bar, talking some baseball. 6 of my favorite plays for you for the Tuesday night slate, including my favorite stack of the night in a great offensive environment. Some one-off pieces I think will either go ignored or who are too cheap. A starting pitcher in one of the best strikeout matchups on the board. And of course, my favorite play on the entire slate. Who are we talking about? Only one way to find out. Send the belly up to the fantasy bar. Welcome in, guys. Tuesday edition, Beers Daily Fantasy Six-Pack. Talking some baseball. 6 of my favorite plays for you ready for this Tuesday night slate. Thank you, as always, for stopping by and checking out today's video. Before we get to those plays, do me a favor. Take a second. Click that thumbs up button. That is the tip jar here in the fantasy bar. Thank you very much for that. Subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of the videos. All right, let's get into it. Big slate of games. Let's start in the outfield with Yordon Alvarez of the Astros. So I love these kind of plays. A guy that's been slow, price is still up there. Top price pitcher on the board in Chris Bassitt. Likely don't see a ton of traction here on Yordon Alvarez. We know it's one of the best guys in all of baseball against right-handed pitching last season. To no surprise, led the team in both WOBA and ISO at 391 and 262. Now Chris Bassitt pitching well, no doubt, but lefties still getting to him a bit. 58.5% hard contact rate. And for the BVP crowd out there, 19 career at-bats for Yordon Alvarez. He has taken Chris Bassitt deep 5 times. So a little BVP bonus here, but should be low owned. We know the upsides there. Yordon Alvarez leading us off here on Tuesday night. All right, let's go to first base next with Josh Naylor of Arizona. Now, you've seen Naylor in here quite a few times and just continues to get it done here. 4 multi-hit games and 3 long balls for him here over the last 7 games, and really off to a great start against right-handed pitching. WOBA way up at 475, 293. The ISO so far against righties, and Zach Little is really struggling with left-handed hitters. Look at the numbers, 441 WOBA already, 265 ISO. And that hard contact rate all the way up at 69% against left-handed hitters. Josh Naylor in a great spot here to go yard against Zach Little. All right, let's get you my favorite starting pitcher for the night. We are rolling with Chris Bubich of Kansas City. So one of the big surprises to open up 2025, the way Chris Bubich has been pitching, and I love the spot for him here for some strikeout upside. We'll get to that matchup here momentarily, but 4 starts already, 2 8-strikeout games on the docket, averaging nearly 7 strikeouts per start here. And what a spot here against Colorado. Only Minnesota striking out at a higher rate. Rockies all the way up at over 31% strikeout rate against left-handed pitching this season. When we look at that projected lineup, you see why. There's 6 guys there that sit above a 33% strikeout rate against lefties. Some of these guys into the 40s in strikeouts. So I think this could be a season high in strikeouts for Chris Bubich. Great strikeout floor and a huge strikeout upside tonight against the Colorado Rockies. All right, back to the bats in the outfield. Wyatt Langford of Texas. So Langford really giving us some big games here over the last 10. 4 times he's gone at least 17 DraftKings points. So giving you those ceiling outcomes you're looking for in your tournaments against righties this season. Very good numbers early on, 375 WOBA. And look at that ISO, that measure of power up over 300. So big time power, as we know, in this bat. Vito, not a big strikeout guy. In fact, righties just a 9% strikeout rate to open up 2025. Also giving up a 385 WOBA to righties. So great spot here tonight for Wyatt Langford against Mr. Vito. All right, let's go to the other side of the game with a little correlation at catcher with Shay Langler. So another guy putting big games on the board already. 5 home runs so far here in April and 2 over his last 5 games. So we know we're looking for a catcher, guy that's fairly priced, a guy that can send one into the seats, and Langler's been absolutely dominant against lefties to open up 2025. We're talking a WOBA near 600 and ISO up at 462. This game, 10.5-point run total. We know in Sacramento, great offensive environment so far early on in the season, and we have some winds blowing out to left field as well. 10 miles an hour, nothing crazy, but could be the little boost to send one into the seats here. Langler knocks out that catcher spot, and even on FanDuel, love the power here, utilizing him at first base or in your utility spot. All right, it's time. Take a look at my favorite play for Tuesday night. Before we do that, let's continue our Beast of the Night contest. Congrats to all of the recent winners. Your shot coming up right now to win a free week of RotoGrinders Premium. All you got to do, click that thumbs up button, head to the comment section, and guess fantasy points on FanDuel tonight for my highest scoring hitter. 5 bats. All you got to guess how many fantasy points for that highest scoring bat, and you're going to win yourself a free week of RotoGrinders Premium if your guess is the closest to their production. All right, let's wrap up today's video with my favorite play, Mass, the beast of the night. All right, Beast time. We promised you a stack. We'll continue to build the athletic stack with outfielder Brent Rooker, tonight's beast of the night. So we talked about that big total, 10.5, great offensive environment, and Rooker has been solid to open up the season. 6 home runs already, 6 multi-hit games already on the books, and absolutely decimated left-handed pitching last season. Woba at almost 400, ISO at almost 300. We're seeing a very similar story here to open up this season. Woba up over 460, ISO up over 470. So big time power in this bat. And Patrick Corbin, always a guy that I'm going to target with right-handed power. Over the last 2 seasons, 52 home runs allowed just to right-handed hitters in 2023 and 2024. Been pitching okay so far this season. I'm not buying it. Love the Athletics here tonight. And Brent Rooker, easily my favorite play on the board and tonight's beast of the night. All right, guys, that'll do it for our Tuesday 6-pack. As always, any comments, questions, or feedback, hit me up in that comment section right below the video or on Twitter at Beermakersfan. Don't forget your guess for my highest scoring hitters FanDuel points tonight. If your guess is the closest, we're going to get you a free week of RotoGrinders Premium just for hanging out in the fantasy bar. RotoGrinders.com. I am Beer saying salut, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Best of luck on tonight's slate, and we'll see you back here for our next video on Friday.
Thanks for checking out our videos. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more DraftKings, FanDuel, and other DFS content. And you can check out our daily live show schedule on rotogrinders.com/videos.